In this episode, we're going to focus on one of the most common ways cloud environments get compromised, which is through secrets that were never meant to be exposed but end up leaking anyway. A secret is any value that grants access, such as a password, an access key, a token, or a private key. And the reason secrets are so dangerous is that possession often equals permission. Beginners sometimes picture secrets as something only attackers care about, but in reality, secrets are everywhere in everyday systems, quietly enabling applications to connect to databases, automation to call services, and workflows to move data. The problem is not that secrets exist, because systems need a way to prove identity, but that secrets are often handled in fragile ways. Two habits in particular cause repeated damage across the industry: hard-coding keys into code and configurations, and letting credentials live far longer than they should. Before we continue, a quick note. This audio course is a companion to our course companion books. The first book is about the exam and provides detailed information on how to pass it best. The second book is a Kindle-only ebook that contains 1,000 flashcards that can be used on your mobile device or Kindle. Check them both out at cyber.author.me in the Bare Metal Study Guide series. Hard-coded keys are secrets that are embedded directly into source code, configuration files, scripts, or templates, often because it feels like the simplest way to make something work. This becomes risky immediately because code and configuration tend to travel, get copied, get shared, and get stored in many places. They move through developer laptops, build systems, repositories, backups, and chat messages, and every copy is a potential leak point. Even when a repository is intended to be private, mistakes happen, access permissions change, and files get forked or mirrored. A hard-coded secret is also difficult to rotate because it is baked into an artifact that must be edited and redeployed. That means the secret tends to remain the same for a long time, and the longer it remains valid, the more likely it is to be discovered and abused. To make this concrete, imagine a simple application that needs to connect to a storage service, so a developer drops an access key directly into the application settings file. At first it works, which creates a false sense of success, but that settings file may later be copied into a support bundle, included in a container image, or committed accidentally while trying to fix a bug. Someone might even paste it into a ticket or a message while troubleshooting. The secret was not stolen through clever hacking, but through normal human behavior in a complex workflow. This is why security educators say that hard-coded secrets are eventually public secrets, because systems are too dynamic and people are too busy to guarantee perfect handling forever. Eliminating hard-coded keys is therefore less about blaming developers and more about designing a safer way for systems to receive the secrets they need. A beginner misunderstanding here is thinking that a secret is safe if it is buried in a file that is not obviously named, or if it is in an internal repository. Obscurity does not create real protection, and internal does not mean secure, because many breaches happen from inside access paths that were broader than intended. Another misunderstanding is assuming that encrypting the code repository solves the problem, but even an encrypted repository must be decrypted somewhere to build and run the application. If the secret is embedded, it becomes available wherever the code is available in usable form. The real fix is to remove the secret from the code path entirely, so that developers and build systems do not constantly handle raw credentials. When you do that, you reduce the number of places the secret can leak and the number of people who can accidentally expose it. Secrets management is the discipline of storing, distributing, using, and rotating secrets in a controlled way, rather than letting them sprawl across files and systems. The goal is to ensure secrets are kept in a protected location, accessed only by authorized identities, and delivered only when needed. Think of it like the difference between leaving spare keys under the doormat versus keeping them in a locked box that records who opened it and when. Systems still need access, but access becomes accountable and controlled. A secrets management approach also encourages consistent patterns, so every team is not inventing its own risky workaround. When patterns are consistent, security becomes easier to enforce and easier to audit. Reducing credential lifetime is the second major habit that dramatically lowers risk, and it is closely connected to eliminating hard-coded secrets. Credential lifetime is the period during which a secret remains valid, meaning it can be used to authenticate successfully. If a secret is long-lived, then a leak is not just a momentary incident. It is a long-term vulnerability. An attacker can find the secret weeks or months later and still use it, and defenders may never connect the eventual misuse to the original leak. If a secret is short-lived, the attacker's window is narrower, and the secret may expire before it can be exploited. Aggressively reducing lifetime turns many leaks into non-events, or at least into smaller events. It also changes the economics of attack, because the attacker must steal secrets continuously, not just once. One reason organizations hesitate to shorten credential lifetime is fear of outages, because if a credential expires unexpectedly, applications can break. That fear is understandable, but it often comes from fragile designs that assume secrets never change. A mature design treats secret rotation as normal and builds systems that can renew credentials safely without downtime. This might mean supporting multiple valid credentials during a transition or having applications fetch current secrets at runtime rather than carrying them inside their own files. When rotation becomes routine, it stops being a scary emergency procedure and becomes a controlled maintenance activity. Aggressive lifetime reduction is only practical when rotation is reliable, which is why secrets management and rotation capability are inseparable concepts. Another key idea is that not all secrets should have the same lifetime because not all secrets have the same risk profile. A credential that grants broad administrative privileges is far more dangerous than a credential limited to reading a single dataset. Therefore, high-privilege secrets should be the shortest-lived because their compromise is most damaging. Beginners sometimes assume that a single company-wide rule like rotate everything every 90 days will solve the problem, but blanket rules often miss the real risk differences. A better approach is to tie lifetime decisions to blast radius and exposure. Secrets used in highly exposed environments, like internet-facing services and build systems, deserve especially short lifetimes because attackers are more likely to target them. When lifetimes match risk, rotation effort produces meaningful protection. It is also important to understand the difference between secrets used by humans and secrets used by machines, because the safest patterns differ. Human secrets, such as passwords, should be protected with strong authentication and additional factors, and humans can be prompted to re-authenticate. Machine secrets should ideally be replaced with identity-based access that does not rely on static keys at all, or at least with credentials that are short-lived and obtained programmatically. Beginners often think machines need permanent keys because machines cannot log in, but machines can authenticate using managed identities or token exchanges, depending on the environment. The point is to avoid static shared keys that live forever, because those are easy to copy and hard to track. When machines obtain short-lived credentials on demand, you reduce the value of any single captured secret. Build and deployment systems are a special risk area for secrets because they touch code, artifacts, and privileged actions across many environments. If a build system stores long-lived secrets, it can become an attacker's bridge to many targets. This is why secrets should not be printed in build logs, stored in plain text environment variables that are widely visible, or embedded into deployment templates. A secure approach limits which parts of the pipeline can access secrets and ensures those secrets are short-lived and tightly scoped. Monitoring is also critical because secret access by build processes should follow predictable patterns. If a build system suddenly accesses new secrets or does so at unusual times, that can indicate misuse. Treating pipelines as high-value identities helps prevent a single compromise from cascading into many services. Another subtle problem with hard-coded and long-lived secrets is that they undermine incident response because it becomes hard to know which copies exist and where. If a secret is embedded in code and then deployed across multiple environments, rotating it requires tracking every place that code lives. In an emergency, teams waste time hunting for hidden dependencies instead of quickly shutting off attacker access. Short-lived credentials reduce the need for frantic emergency rotations because the environment is already designed to tolerate frequent change. A good secrets management strategy includes an inventory of where secrets are used and clear ownership of each secret's lifecycle. Ownership matters because someone must be accountable for rotation schedules and for responding when a secret is suspected to be compromised. As you connect these ideas, a clear pattern emerges that can guide your thinking even when you are new to cloud security. Hard-coded secrets are risky because they spread through normal workflows and create many leak points, so eliminating them reduces accidental exposure dramatically. Long-lived secrets are risky because they make leaks permanently useful to attackers, so reducing lifetime aggressively shrinks the window of exploitation. These are not independent practices, because shortening lifetimes only works smoothly when systems are designed to retrieve and refresh secrets safely. When applications stop carrying secrets inside their code and instead obtain them from controlled systems, rotation becomes easier and more reliable. The end result is an environment where secrets exist, but they are treated like hazardous materials, stored carefully, accessed deliberately, and replaced frequently enough that loss is contained. By the end of this episode, the goal is for you to see secrets management not as a niche technical concern, but as a central part of cloud identity safety. Eliminating hard-coded keys removes one of the most common accidental leak patterns and reduces the number of places secrets can hide. Aggressively reducing credential lifetime turns many potential compromises into short-lived events that are easier to contain and easier to recover from. These practices also improve operational discipline by forcing systems to handle change gracefully rather than assuming static credentials forever. When you combine controlled storage, narrow scopes, short lifetimes, and reliable rotation, you make secret theft much harder to capitalize on. That is how you keep cloud access from silently drifting into long-term exposure. And it is why secrets management deserves a place among the highest impact security habits you can build.
Thanks for listening. For more audio courses, daily newsletters, and more, please visit baremetalcyber.com.